Okay then, another very quick one, and again very quick. This is a direct message really to three people, all horse race trainers, who I spoke to last year. Spoke to all three. It comes to mind now because we're a day before the Aintree Festival begins, and one of the trainers I actually spoke to a year ago tomorrow. I spoke to him like the fool that I am. Probably half an hour before he trained. I think it was his first Group 1 winner ever. I was at Aintree that day. I think he had a horse in the first race that either didn't, it finished badly or it never ran. I can't remember which. I think I looked at the rest of the card and didn't think he had another runner that day. And in the very next race he actually had the winner, and it was his first Group 1, and I actually rung him whilst he was trying to saddle the horse up. I felt like an absolute fool. I'd arranged to meet him at the racecourse. He was going to see me sometime in between one of the races and was going to get together for a quick drink for a moment or two, and I was going to fill him in on something that I put to him over the phone on 2 or 3 phone calls. I had a revolutionary, new, brilliant idea for horse race ownership that I wanted to discuss with him. I actually looked at putting this idea to a gentleman in Ireland, Philip Rothwell, first. I was ideally looking for a trainer that wasn't at the top of the tree, but was doing well and has big chances of progression. Mr. Rothwell I'd seen not long before have a winner at Cheltenham, and I just liked him. I liked him on the TV, I liked his interview, and liked everything about him. I thought he could be ideal, and because there was more money to be had in Ireland, I thought Ireland could be ideal. For one reason or another, I abandoned that idea. Nothing against Mr. Rothwell whatsoever. I never took any further, so I do apologise, Mr. Rothwell, and you may be somebody I will speak to again in the future. Having said that, you may see this and never want to. I then spoke to this second gentleman, the gentleman I was supposed to meet at Aintree. The weather was atrocious that day. It's atrocious today. I don't know what it'll be like the first day at Aintree tomorrow, but Thursday last year was atrocious. I went there on my own just to meet this guy, and it was absolutely freezing. It was a bad day. The wind was blowing. I think the rain was coming down, and I felt so bad mithering him before that first race. I actually put the meet off till a later time, and then never got around to having the meet. Circumstances changed since, and what with the economy and probably with my own finances as well, and just because I felt so embarrassed, I never took things any further. Anyway, that gentleman's name is Milton Harris. As I say, his horse won that day. They were in the photo finish, but I think his horse won on a steward's inquiry. It was his first Group 1. I felt so stupid ringing him that day. So Milton, when you see this, and you will see it because I'll send you a message and let you know it's here, we will speak again one day. I'm probably not in the position financially now to do what I was looking at doing, but if you've any interest in what I'm proposing, there is an email underneath this channel. Just drop me an email and I'll come back to you. I won't ring you on either, I won't pester you at all, but if you want to drop an email you can do, and I'll come back to you. I had this idea of horse race ownership for people that haven't been in the game before, which I think could be revolutionary in its own way and bring extra people in, and it also could be very good for the trainer. But I had this idea that I would be the first to, because I come up with this idea, to give it a go, and if it works, as I'm pretty sure it would, we could get others on board giving it a go, some with yourself, some with other trainers, and I might get a small commission on everybody that takes up the idea of this racehorse ownership, because it was something, as I say, totally different. That was my idea anyway. After Milton, I actually spoke to a young gentleman. Is it Adam West, or is that the West that played Batman? I think it is Adam West though, from Epsom. And at that time, I spoke to, I think it was Adam, just because I read something in the Racing Post that I loved about him. And I actually spoke to Adam over the phone, and at that time, the idea of it wasn't right for Adam, which was fine. Adam, you were very gracious, very nice to talk to, and again, if things change at this end, you'll be somebody else I will be speaking to in the future. Anyway, as a matter of interest, just have a look at any of my past videos. If any interest you, tell me what you think, drop me a line, it'd be nice to know. Anyway, sorry for than you last year, Adam. Sorry for not going as far as you should have done with yourself, Philip. And I'm more than sorry to yourself, Milton, for ringing you in your greatest hour and mithering you when you settle in your first Group 1 there. As I think it was your first Group 1. And no doubt in the future we'll speak again, because every time I've read anything to do with yourself or seen you on Look on Sunday, I've been impressed. Well done. And you're doing very well this year.